Hey everyone, it's Stephanie from Hope and Love Radio, and today I'm interviewing Kristine from Australia. She's a singer-songwriter. So Kristine, tell us about yourself and your story with music.
Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Are you good? I'm Kristine Best. I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm also a wellness coach. But 6 years ago, I started out on my music journey. I started out in a ukulele club, and I was really enjoying it. And I discovered that I loved to sing. I loved music. And they also had a djembe group. So I joined that and I learned how to play djembe. And the man that was teaching that, I asked him, "Can you play congas?" And he goes, "Yes." And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I just bought some." And he said, "Oh, I'll bring them along." So he taught me how to play those. And so I was really getting into it and loving every minute of playing music and singing. And I loved performing with the group. But that once a month, the club had open mics, and I was like not used to being on stage on my own. And so I started out being extremely nervous. So anyway, I decided I really liked it. And after 2 years in that club, I started to write some songs. So I made a CD of my songs. I bought the software, the recording software, the DAW, as they call it. And I learned how, basically how to record track by track. I look back on that first CD, it was pretty ordinary, but for a first effort, it wasn't bad. Anyway, I thought, who's going to listen to my songs now? So I sent it off to a radio station. That was really cool because after that, I started to get a whole lot of fans on Reverb Nation because I, started a profile there. And they didn't play my songs. They don't do it like that. But anyway, that was still a good start because I think that guy knew somebody in the industry and they got a whole lot of people to fan me on Reverb Nation. So then I thought, well, I've got to go to open mics, that's the only thing. And I'll just have to sing my songs myself because there's no one's going to sing my songs. So off I went to open mics and my voice shook, my hands shook. I was terrible. I sucked. And, but there was something inside me that really wanted to be a performer. I realized I really wanted to do that because I just love music so much. And it was a way for me to express myself and interact with people and for people to start to enjoy music as well, or my music, and I really wanted that. And so I just went to 5 or 6 open mics every single week to get over my nerves. And gradually I was getting better. And let me think. Well, I'd sort of expanded into like meeting new people and then jamming with those people and sometimes playing with them on stage. And then I started supporting people with my percussion and I was getting better at that. And I put some of my songs on social media, the music platform, on social media. I started to get on social media and then I was on all the social media and putting my songs on Spotify, Apple, Deezer, Amazon, and it's sort of grown. And bit by bit, I've been promoting myself. I don't have a huge amount of money, so I had to pick and choose how I promoted myself. But opportunities came my way with really good people because there's a lot of sharks in the industry, and I've been very fortunate and supported by a lot of really cool people. So my journey's been interesting. It's been difficult, but it's still exhilarating. Each little milestone that you go and every goal that you achieve, it just inspires you to keep going. And I got to a point where, I'd done my business plan and I was floundering a bit, thinking, well, I'm not sure where I want to go now. I've achieved this. What do I do now? And at that time, I had the opportunity to do leadership courses, and with a guy I'd met on LinkedIn, and he was a productivity and leadership coach, and he's been amazing, because he took me through how you set your dreams and your goals, and I knew that I was on the right path with what I was doing with my music, because I started to write inspirational songs, and my songs had little takeaway messages that are good for people if they need that little message. So I put little messages in my songs that are beneficial to people, you know. And meeting this man just made me realize how powerful the medium of music really is. And so I just had this renewed motivation to keep going and to break into this new territory that I was going into, because it's scary, you know. It's like, I don't know this territory. And so it's kind of exciting but daunting at the same time. And so there are things I've been doing that, yeah, a bit adventurous, and I like that, you know. But it's opened up a whole range of new opportunities. And so, yeah, I did this leadership course, and then I did an engaged course, you know, about how you engage people, both the ones that you're working with, people that are around you as you go about your musician business, but also how to engage with, say, fans or the media or something like that, you know, just anybody. And it was a really good course. And then I did what was the other? Oh, productivity. So it just helped me to be a bit more organized in my business, you know, in the administrative side. And so that has helped me just be a bit more productive. But also knowing this gentleman, Stephen Beasley was his name, he's an amazing guy. He knows a lot about productivity and how to help businesses move forward. And so, yeah, he's taught me a lot of really cool things, but in the process, I've met some other people as well. And then the opportunity came up for me to do wellness in addition to my music. So I'm still doing my music, but I can couple that with wellness. And because wellness is about not just diet and exercise, it's also about your mental health and your spiritual health. And so my music is about the mental health of people, their spiritual health to some degree, you know. Music connects with the soul. Music connects to people when they're in need of something. When they hear a message that's helpful to them, they will grab it because they really hear it, you know. It's loud and clear to them because they need that thing. And so music is powerful. And so I can use my music in my wellness course, and in my wellness course, I can grab hold of the music and give it to my people to motivate them to stay on course with their wellness goals. So it's really interesting, because 20 years ago, it's starting to make me look old, isn't it? But 20 years ago, I was running my business, which I ran for 20 years, or well over 20 years. And I had some unfinished business back then. So now I have the opportunity to pick up where I left off, kind of thing. And now I've been running seminars, wellness seminars over Zoom. And I've got one coming up on the 5th of July. So I'm excited about that one, because I've done a couple of pilot runs and hopefully ironed out all the bugs. So it's just been a really interesting and exciting journey for me. I'm really enjoying getting on stage and, singing to people. I'm at the stage now where I can eyeball people in the audience, because when you first start out, all you can see is you on the stage. But as you get more confident and more used to the being on stage, you could start to see people further and further back in the audience, and you can just feel yourself growing in confidence. And the other night I was comparing at one of the open mics here, and I quite enjoyed doing that as well. That was a whole lot of fun. So my journey has been interesting. It's been exciting, and it's just funny how it's like I'm on the right path. Everything just fell into place, and I'm just meant to be doing this. I mean, doors open. Well, you know, it doesn't just fall in your lap exactly. You actually have to take the step through the open door. So there's a certain amount of, I suppose, courage to do that. Yeah, because if you don't walk through that door, nothing's going to happen. So you've actually got to be able to see the opportunity, understand what it means to you, decide whether you want it or not, and you're going to walk through that door and then actually do it. There's a whole lot of things. You know, we all go through stages where we procrastinate a little, and for whatever reason, it's quite often fear. But, you know, it's been a process of self-discovery as well, you know, doing music. It's, yeah, there were things, you know, you find out about yourself and you think, right, I've got to change that. I've got to change the way I think about that. And there are limiting beliefs that you discover you have for whatever reason. Life kind of puts that on you. Life shapes you, your family shapes you. And those beliefs that you grow up with can actually limit what you do as an adult. And I had some, and I've been working through those, and who knows, you know, I may have some more down the track, because as you grow, there's a different environment, and so different situations present themselves, and you know, different parts of you come to light. There may be other limiting beliefs. So it's an interesting journey to go on. And as an extension to my studies, I did a neuro-linguistic programming course. I've done the first half of that. That's I'm a practitioner, NLP practitioner, and NLP coach. And the next level is master practitioner. I'm doing that in July, later in July. So that also was a journey of discovery. It sort of aligns your conscious and unconscious mind, and there are things that come to light in that course personally, but at the same time you're learning skills to help other people. And I found that really exciting too, because basically my wellness is about helping people, but my music is also about helping people, inspiring people and empowering them with the right sort of information, the right messages, so that they can, you know, grow in their life and do the things that they want to do, because it's about being the person you're meant to be. Excuse me. And a lot of people don't actually self-actualize. They don't achieve the goals that they'd really love to achieve. And I would love to inspire people to pursue their goals and dreams, because that's who you are. If that's a deep-seated desire and you keep quashing it down, it's going to make you unhappy. And to be the happy you have to be doing what you love to do, what you're meant to do, you know, in your life, and be the person you're meant to be. And yeah, this journey that I've been on, I'm so glad I took those first steps to embark on this journey. I left a paying job, which is, I don't know whether that was dumb. There were times when I thought, oh, you're dumb for doing that. But you know what? I learned a lot from, you know, living on a shoestring budget and juggling my bills and learning to be resilient enough to keep going. And yeah, it kind of toughens you up in a way. And I wouldn't have been able to achieve all the things that I've been achieving if I was still working. I know I was only working 2 days a week, but that 2 days can mean a whole lot of difference between me writing a song or having the opportunity to jam with someone and learn some new skills and little techniques and something musical, you know, like little riffs or something like that, you know, but also you're connecting with people, different people, and that way opportunities present themselves. So I've had a really interesting journey and I've been so blessed with meeting very supportive musicians. It's a really good environment here on the central coast of New South Wales. There's a lot of really cool musicians. A lot of those musicians have been in the industry for 20 plus years, some of them probably 50 years. So there was a lot of experience when I was jamming with these people. I went to blues jams. I took my congas along. I got my foot in the door and I made sure I was there with my congas on stage and that I was going to play with people. And I took my cajon, my djembe, whatever it was, my maracas, anything percussion. I took it along the place, and I used to take my electric guitar and my acoustic guitar. I was ready to take up any opportunity that presented itself for me to play with these experienced musicians, because I knew they had the knowledge, and just by being there and playing with them, I was absorbing skills. I was absorbing, you know, knowledge and making these friendships and connections. And doors kept, as I said, opening because of that. So as a musician, you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to believe in what you're doing. And I guess that it's the same as anything. It doesn't matter what walk of life you're in, you know, what business you're in or what dream you have. You have to put yourself out there. You have to set your goals. You have to work towards them. And when you've achieved those things, you have to reset your goals and go a little higher, set the bar a little higher. In fact, I wrote a song about that. It was called I'm a Woman on a Mission. You could say I am. But that song was about, you know, set the bar higher, keep going. And I'm not the kind, it says I'm a woman on a mission. I'm not the kind to be just wishing. So it's about keeping on going and achieving your goals and getting to where you want to go. And I've written some other songs about the same sort of thing, but they're just different songs, and about planning. You know, it's about set your plans and start a new page, a new chapter's going to start, and you're on this road, and you know you're going to achieve it. It's my life, and that's time to shine. It's my time to shine. So that's another song I've written about, you know, pursuing your goals and not giving up. Believe in yourself. Don't give up. That's a couple of lines in that song. But I've also written a song. Let me see. It's called "So Many Bridges in My Mind." Now I really like that song because it's kind of deep and meaningful, but it's not hard to understand. It reaches deep and meaningful is what I mean. The song, you don't have to try hard to understand what the song says. The song's quite simple in the way it explains it, but it's a deep and meaningful song in that it reaches people to have thoughts about their past, because a lot of people have issues from way back when, and they carry the pain, you know, the emotional pain, the mental anguish every day, and it weighs them down. And so my song says, so many bridges in my mind want to take me to places I don't want to find. And so people don't want to find those places because they're hurtful. But the truth in that is that if you do find the guts to go back down memory lane and relive those moments, it is actually self-healing. It allows you to put it back into place and say, yes, that happened. It was awful. But you know what? I'm here. I got people around me. I got friends. I've got a home. I got this. Or, and you look at all the good things now. And yes, that was a hurtful moment. And I just have to move on with my life. And I have to shed that weight that I've been carrying. And so the song sort of takes people through that journey of going back over those bridges, because then later on in the song it says, so many bridges in my mind take me to places I let myself find, basically. And then you ride the wave of freedom of that. And so, yeah, I try to do things in my songs that are going to be beneficial to people. And I think also today there's a lot of pressure on people, prices are going up, petrol's sky high, families are tightening the belt. They can't manage. Some people can't manage, and so times are really tough at the moment. And I've written a song called I Rise, and it's I rise above the turmoil that's around me. I am stronger than that. I'm above that. It doesn't matter what people say or do to me or what's going on below me. I rise above it. And so that's another one of my songs that has a lot of messages in the song about what people can do to be, to be stronger and to be resilient and not let it weigh you down. You rise above it, stand on it. So, yeah, that's pretty much what I'm about as a musician and as a person, because what you see as a musician or when I'm playing music, that's me. I'm the same on stage, off stage. I don't have a stage persona. That's me. So, yeah, I'm about enjoying my life, playing music, doing the thing I love doing, and helping people with their wellness and in whatever other way I can. So there you have it. Got any other questions? I've rambled on a bit, so maybe you can direct me in a direction you want to hear more about.
Kristine, thank you. Thank you for sharing your story and about your song. What challenges have you faced as a songwriter?
What challenges? Really, the worst challenge throughout the whole journey is yourself. You're the one that limits yourself. You're the one that tells you can't do it or doubts. I mean, other people can do that. And in the beginning, when I told people what I was doing, they said, even my own family, my own mother said, well, there's a lot of people out there that are better singers than you. And I went, oh, thank you. But, it's not just about being the best singer. It's the whole package of who you are that's important. And so I just thought, you know what, Mum, I know I'm doing this, that I'm meant to do this. And I said, you might think that I'm crazy for doing it. She says, oh, yeah, I don't want you to waste your life. And I'm not wasting my life. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing what I'm meant to do. And I love what I'm doing. So I said, I'm doing it. And so she wasn't totally supportive, but she helped me out a little bit here and there and bought me a new djembe for my birthday and things like that. Like, because she knew I loved it, I guess. But she certainly wasn't believing in what I was doing, and nobody in my family did. And the other friends that I had, were as skeptical about where I was going and who I was dealing with in the music industry. But I had this gut feel, and I thought, God's put me on this path. I know I'm doing the right thing. I had such a strong belief that I was doing the right thing for myself. And there were times when I doubted it myself, but I didn't want people adding doubt to what I was doing, because that makes it 10 times harder, right? And you're likely to give up because nobody's supporting you. So I had to cut them off and not talk about what I was doing anymore. And so that was kind of easier, to get through the tough times and work my way into getting a profile in the industry, to be just to get my music heard, and to put my mind to writing songs. I've written a whole album of inspirational and empowering songs, 14 songs that I want to record at some time in the very near future, because I want those songs out there for people to enjoy and to get some benefit from. I've probably written about 23 songs in the last 18 months, I suppose. I haven't written many in the last probably 5 or 6 months, because I've been doing the leadership courses, the NLP course, and working on building my wellness business. So I've been using my creativity to create my business concept. I'm building my own platform basically to get my messages out to people. So my energy and creativity has gone into building that business concept, and as well as networking with other people. The guy that was teaching me the leadership and engaged and productivity stuff, we're working together now. He runs a seminar on productivity and leadership, and I do a segment of wellness in it, because the business people he's talking to need wellness just like anybody, right? And when I run my wellness seminar, Stephen comes to do a segment in mine about your energy, like having an energy budget, and it talks about how to motivate yourself and how it works and what you need to do to be motivated. So he talks about the energy budget, and just a bit and productive, and sort of because what I talk about is achieving your goal, how to set your wellness goals, how to achieve them, as well as nutrition and all those sorts of things. But I talk quite a lot about what you need to do to be well. So yes, I give them the wellness information, but I keep reinforcing the message that you need commitment and you need time. So Stephen sort of expands on that a bit. You need commitment, and he talks about failure. And when you fail, it's not like people look at failure as it's the end of the world, I'm no good, I failed, I'm no good. And that's not true, because okay, so say you fail, it's the first attempt at doing this thing. So it's a real life experience. And so failure is not failure. It's basically a benchmark, and it tells you, okay, you don't know certain things, so that's why you didn't succeed. So analyze that, work out what it is you don't know. Why did you fail? There's a reason. It's not good. It's just that you don't know something. So learn that thing or practice that thing, get a bit better, and then you don't fail next time. So even Einstein said something about, I tried something 1,000 times, I failed 1,000 times, but then that led me to the one that gave me the success. So each of those steps is just going up the ladder a little, one rung at a time. You know, you don't go by big jumps. You can't climb a ladder with big jumps. You've got to go one rung at a time. So Stephen talks about that in my seminar to help people understand, because that's what people do. You know, they get on this wellness kick and they think, right, I'm going to diet. Well, what ends up happening is that they ditch the diet because it didn't work and they're actually putting on more weight. Or I'm going to get fit. So they go out and they run like a bat out of hell and they injure themselves because they haven't got the knowledge of how to, you know, grow their fitness slowly and sensibly. So what they need is a training program, and that's where I come in as well. I can write the training program so that they don't injure themselves, and so that they don't, like, people go out and they run and they go, oh, it's too hard, but they haven't learned how to gradually get themselves to the point where they're going to enjoy the run. And so they give up. They just stop doing it and say, oh, I can't do it. But that's not true. You can do anything. It's just approaching it the right way and doing it gradually, by gradual degrees, you know. And so Stephen helps people in my seminar and I help people in his seminar. And we're helping a guy in Uganda at the moment. One of the other guys that's been working with us, David, he's been over to Uganda, met this guy, had a look at his business, has met some government officials that he's been working with to get grants to help people in his community. He's helping people with AIDS. He's helping people who don't have sanitation in their homes, and all sorts of stuff like that. And so I've been running my course and allowing this guy to come in free so that he can listen to the information to then take it to the people in his community. And the same with Stephen. He's helping these people, you know. And so it's really cool that you know, you can help people on another side of the world because of Zoom, and because of the skills that you've got, you can help other people. I think that's really amazing. Makes me feel good. Stephen loves to feel good too, and the guy that we're helping is so appreciative, and he's helping the people on his team, in his organisation. He's passing wellness information and productivity and leadership information onto them so that they can be better leaders. And then they can take some of that information out into the community to help people there. And so we're also looking at ways to fund this guy, and to be able to be involved in these projects is a privilege. I'm really excited about other things that can open up because of this. So as we grow our business, we increase sustainability. So our organisations, we're setting them up to be sustainable into the future, where we help people in the community so that they're not, they don't have, like, you know, those that don't have homes, we can maybe help house them. We can help with their nutrition and food, and giving them the skills to grow their own, or to set them up with a business. We give them the business skills so that they can run a farm. Where that's what we're also trying to do with this guy in Uganda. So if they have a farm, they can sell the produce, they get an income, and that some of that money can go towards helping the community. So and there's a lot of orphans over there, and it's quite a sad, difficult place to live. So we want to help in whatever way we can, but we can also help with the environment. There are some environmental issues that we'd like to be involved in. So that I've got big goals, and so does Stephen. So we're on our journey. We're on our journey to not just write music or to do the wellness stuff. There's bigger issues ahead that I've got my eyes set on. Got any other questions?
Yes. What has been your biggest accomplishment so far?
My biggest accomplishment? Oh, my biggest accomplishment. I think my biggest accomplishment is determination to do what I want to do in spite of sort of opposition in a way. And I mean, you know, the music industry is not an easy industry to make a big difference in, really. I mean, it's very competitive. There's a lot of great artists out there, but it's not like, I think I've maintained my focus on what I want to do, and I'm not worried about competing with anybody. So my greatest accomplishment is that I beat my mind. My mind used to say to me things like, oh, you can't do that. How can you be like that person? And then I realized I'm not trying to be like that person. I'm nothing like that person. And I had to believe just in me and what my skill set is, what my talents are. And I'm not just a singer. And people say, oh, you're a country singer. And I go, no, I'm not just a country. Yes, I do country. I do. I've written country songs, but I'm not just a country singer. I've written blues songs. I've written cafe jazz style songs. I've written a chorale song. I've written reggae, an Aussie bush ballad. I've written rock songs, pop kind of songs. And so I worked out I'd written songs in about 12 different genres. So I'm not a country singer per se, but I can sing country. You know what I mean? I don't just bow to what people say. I am me, and I've retained the essence of me, and I believed in me, and I'm here at this point. And I'm excited about that because that's an achievement. There'd be a lot of people who would have given up by now because, like I said, the road's not easy. There's a lot of challenges along the way, and then usually the challenges are inside you. So it's you beating yourself. You've got to overcome the issues inside you. And now I think that's my greatest achievement. And now I'm at the point where I'm actually helping people in Uganda, and the people that come to my seminars, I'm actually helping them with their wellness and for them to be able to set their goals and achieve them, because I'm giving them that information too. And about life balance, and about, because wellness, if you've got a lot of stress in your life, if your life isn't balanced, if your diet is not right, or you don't allow some time out for yourself for your spiritual well-being or social well-being, because they're all part of your wellness, then you're not going to be well. So what I know, I'm passing on to people, and that information is not just going to die with me. It's going out to people. It's going to live on. Somebody else will be able to carry on with what I'm setting up, and they'll carry on to help more and more people into the future. So that's my vision. And I think this whole thing is my greatest achievement.
Thank you. So you said your determination has helped you become successful. What else do you think helped you become successful?
Okay, it's not just all about me. Yes, you know, that determination side and that self-belief, that's me. But I've had a lot of people along the way who've supported me, people who've welcomed me into their group to jam with them, people who behind the scenes have opened up opportunities that, you know, like I said, there's a lot of sharks in the industry. So the right people have been there to help me and promote me. So I am paying for some promotions on radio in America. And I mean, obviously, because it's online, it goes around the world, but it's based in America. And there's a lot of people helping me behind the scenes. I had a really tough 2 years. The house that I was renting got sold, and so I became homeless. And so I was sleeping at different friends' places. I stayed with my mum for a little while, but all my stuff got shoved into my mother's garage. And over that time, yeah, it was really difficult trying to, live with different people. And I struggle with the fact that, I didn't have my own space. And I didn't have any money, because all the money that I had went into moving my stuff into the garage, because it cost quite a bit of money to move stuff, your household stuff. Anyway, during that time, I decided that I had to still pursue my goals music-wise. And I wrote a lot of songs during that time, that 2 years. And so, and I learned a lot, because I still jam with different people. It was really difficult. And then I had to sell my car and to fund my journey. And that was even more difficult. And then my mother got sick and she died. And so then I had to live in her house and go through her things and my things, sell them, give them away to charity, whatever. And that was 3 months doing that. And at the same time I was doing all that, I'm trying to do my courses on leadership and engaged and productivity, and write songs. And when I look back on that, it was such a big achievement, really, because people could allow the circumstances of losing your mother and having to deal with all this stuff, and then giving away and selling all your beautiful things that you worked your butt off to get. I had a beautiful leather lounge, and that I had specially made to my specifications, and dining furniture and stuff like that. But you know what? In the end, I decided, well, they're things. And one day maybe I can afford to buy something nice again. And, well, they're just sitting in a garage. They might as well go to somebody who can use them. And I had this beautiful piano that I'd bought for my son, because he's a good musician as well. And to actually have to give that one away, it was a Japanese-made Yamaha piano, upright piano. So it's a really good one, because they come out of South Korea now. So that piano was like, because I started to learn piano. I learned piano for 2 years, and I wanted to learn piano again. So that piano was going to be in my future, right? No, I actually gave that away. But it was a tough 2 years for me, but I've come out the other end. I've risen above that. I dealt with it all. And when you lose your mother, it's a sad thing. And I miss my mum, just like anybody would. And because my parents were good parents. And my dad went 10 years before that, so he wasn't around. Mum was happy to go. She had a good life. She said, because she could have had an operation to fix a valve in her heart. And she said, no way. So she was ready to go. She just said, I've had a good life, and there's no way I'm going to go through all this agony of having the operation only for something else to go wrong. And who knows, I could die on the table anyway. She said, I'm not having this operation. I'm ready to go. She wanted to go and be with Dad, basically. So, she had a strength of character about her. She made that decision. No, I'm going to my time to go. And I could see her physically going downhill and that sort of thing. And that's all very sad. So this last 2 years have been, a difficult 2 years. And I'm still living with a friend in a room. But I'm grateful for that, because I have a roof over my head. He's a musician. We jam together. He's reasonably easy to live with, I guess. But, it's like anybody. I annoy him sometimes. He annoys me sometimes. But after all, it's his house. And I'm trying to do everything I'm doing from my laptop on the dining table. It's like, I don't have an office. I don't have my own office space. I'm working under difficult conditions. So the whole thing, and I'm still here, I'm still doing it. So yeah, I've proved to myself that I'm worthy of where I am. I'm worthy of where I want to go, and I deserve that, and I deserve to be where I am because I worked damn hard to be here. And I just, I don't mind people knowing the difficulties I've faced, because everyone's going through something, but you don't have to make that something bigger than Ben-Hur. What you do is you actually think about all the good things that are in your life, and that bad thing starts to shrink in size. It's not as bad to deal with. So then you're not as stressed and you can make better decisions. But if you focus on all the bad stuff, all you're doing is growing bad stuff in your life. And then your life's just bad. But if you think about, oh, I've got a friend, I've got several friends, or I've got this and I've got that, I've got a car, I've got a home, I've got whatever. You be grateful for what you have and try not to focus on the problem. Focus on the solutions. Focus on what is good in your life. Make a list of it. Put it on your fridge. Focus on what's good and work on how you can overcome your circumstances. That's the solutions, the answers. They're there, and you have them within you, in your brain and your mind, and your heart, as to what you want to do, what you need to do. You just need to separate the problem, bring it down to size, and go, work towards the solutions. And then that way you have a positive direction. If you focus on the problem, it's just negative, and that doesn't help anybody. That just sends cortisol around your body, making you unwell. You need some endorphins. You need to laugh. You need to have friends and smile and focus on, yes, I'm overcoming this. And so it's a positive direction. It fuels you, it motivates you, and you feel better. And people will like you better too, because you're in a better frame of mind. So I could have wallowed in my own self-pity, and I could have given up, and I could have done a whole lot of things, but I didn't do that. I still pursued my goals. It was difficult, really difficult. I was catching public transport, to go here and to go there. And I've actually been fortunate now that my friend has lent me his dad's car, because his dad passed away. I'm driving his dad's car for the moment. So I still don't have my own car. So I just want people to know, pursue your dreams. Stop focusing on the negative stuff. Don't wallow in self-pity. Think about where you want to go. Work out how you can get there. Be grateful for every good thing that's in your life, and you'll do a whole lot better. And this life right now is very challenging to people. So I think that's a very pertinent message for these times.
How can we best support you?
Best support me? There'll be people who like me and people who won't. But the people that like me buy my music, so that, I can have some money to record my songs, my next album. Support me so that I can have a lifestyle and write the songs and do all the things to help you out there and other people, like the guy in Uganda. And there are people out there that are going to be worse off than you. They live in really poor homes without sanitation. So there are people who have AIDS over there in Uganda, and they're sleeping on the floor on a makeshift mattress, and they got sores on them because nobody looks after them. They just lie on the bed and they got bed sores. And this guy that we're dealing with over there, he's trying to help these people and give them some support, so that they're not neglected, that they've actually got people that care about them. And so if you care about others and you're not so self-focused, that's a much more balanced life. It actually gives you more joy when you help other people, you know, it's self-empowering to actually help other people. There's a great joy, self-satisfaction in helping other people. And so there's a lot of people in this world that are quite insular. It's all about them. It's me, 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 me. You know what I mean? And that's not how life is meant to be. Because one day that person that's a me, me person is going to need help. And then suddenly, you know, no one wants to help them because they were just so selfish. So you've got to care about others. It's good to care about yourself. You got to be, first of all, look after you. You've got to know you. You've got to understand how you work, you know, what your triggers are, what cheeses you off when somebody does something, so that you don't actually, you know, want to yell at them back, and that you don't respond in a negative way, that you are in control of your emotions, and you know, that you care about the other person, and you can find a way to throw water on a fire, that, you know, if you've got someone who's really heated up, and you can change the direction of that conversation or that moment, whatever the circumstances. You can actually have the self-awareness to deal with that in a better way, and not be brought down. So there's a whole lot of life lessons that I've learned, and, you know, giving to other people is, and caring about them, listening to them and understanding their circumstances, and not making judgments. Oh, you know, that person's no good. You don't know that person. You don't know the person inside. Just listen to their story. There's some stories that blow you away, that some people have been through in their life, and they've come out the other side, you know. So, and they might be going through something right now, so they're not particularly happy, but you got to understand where they're at and why they're there like that. But some people don't give them the benefit of being able to explain why they're like that. And nobody really, you know, people don't want to know. But, you know, you could actually find out that person has a similar problem to you, and you can share and support each other, and it just your attitude changes circumstances. And you know, yeah, it's not just about yourself, it's about interacting with other people. Human beings are meant to be gregarious. That's how God designed us. And so, you know, to be gregarious and belong to a group, because we're supposed to belong somewhere. We're made to belong in groups, you know, to identify with some group, or, yeah, you know, if you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the triangle of needs, right at the bottom you've got food, air, water, and also movement. And today people don't move as much, which is where my wellness thing comes along, so I can make them aware they need to get up and move. Then after that, you've got security. I suppose that's down the bottom. Security and safety. So after food, air, and water, and the essential things, you've got security and safety. And after that, you've got belonging. Once you've got a home, or you've got security and safety, you want to belong somewhere, and you want to interact with people. And if you don't do that the right way, no one will want to have you there interacting with them. So it's about you self-developing so that you are a better version of yourself, a version that's acceptable, you know, to other people. And we can help other people be better versions of themselves. And that's what I'm about. And that's what Stephen's about, you know, the guy I'm working with. So we're excited about that stuff.
Thank you. So one more question, Kristine. Is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I think I've talked enough. I think, yeah, you know, I've described who I am, what I'm about, and how I'd love to help people with my wellness and my music. So that's me. Come and support my music. Come and have a look at my website. It's KristineBest, KristineBest.com. But you can actually visit by using your phone on those icons there. It'll take you directly to my wellness page or to my homepage, which is about my music. So support me. Go and have a look and see if you find something that you like you might like some of my songs. There are a few songs on there. I haven't put them all on there because I've had so many. I got my finger in so many pies and I've got so many things to do. I'm gradually adding more and more songs on my store on my website. But you can also stream them on social media. So yeah, that's it from me. And I appreciate this opportunity, Stephanie, and your radio station is a wonderful thing that you're doing, and I'm proud to be part of, to be interviewed by you and be part of your organisation as well.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. The interview tonight will be on the radio station at 7 p.m. PST. We'll also be on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. And I hope to see everybody soon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. Bye. Have a great day, everyone.